Hello. How are you guys doing tonight? Okay, I have no idea how long this vlog is gonna be. It is currently 2 o'clock in the morning, so we will see what happens, but there will be no Diet Coke in this vlog tonight. I'm trying to like fix my hair. I was just laying down. I got a Gatorade that I brought with me, and I have my leftover coffee. I got this coffee at like 2 o'clock this afternoon when I started filming my review intro. And then at the end of my review intro, I went through, if you saw the review intro, it's up. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I filmed an intro, and I'm gonna be talking about it on here tonight. So I filmed an intro video for Peter Review Stuff channel. But at the end of it, I got a Diet Coke. And showed that in there. So I drank about half of that, and yeah, so I think I've had enough caffeine for the day. I don't need any more, but I actually crashed out tonight. So today was like just one of those fantastic days. I don't even know what it was. I feel like I've said this on here so much now that like I don't even know that I should continue talking about it because it seems kind of corny at this point. But this whole thing of like waking up disconnected from, you know, like any kind of digital world and centering myself and balancing myself in the world in the morning, like as cheesy and all that kind of stuff as that sounds, like it has really, really helped me. I got up today and I took the dogs outside and was just kind of standing there with them. It was kind of crisp this morning. It was cooler today. It's 59 degrees right now. I'm gonna put the remote behind here. Hold on a second. Please don't shut off. It was cooler today, so it wasn't super warm. And I actually, last night, it was pouring down rain so much that I was worried. I had said this in my video last night that I was worried that if it was raining so hard today, or if it was really wet outside, that I wanted to go and drive around and I wanted to show all these different places for my intro video. And I was, which people were so nice on there, but I don't know, I hope it didn't come across as, I was gonna say corny again, but it probably did. I don't know why I keep on using the word corny. But I had so much fun doing it. I'm so excited for that channel. So anyway, but I started off my day and I walked outside and it was beautiful. It was crisp. The sky was like bright blue. It was absolutely beautiful outside. The dogs were running around the yard. So it just was like this perfect day. And I did this face mask this morning, this cup of coffee face mask, and got a glass of water, and then I sat outside and I read 3 meditation books. I read Codependent No More, and then I read the Book of Positive Quotations, and then I don't know if some of you will remember this on here, but like, it's been a while, I don't know when I picked it up. We were at, Tony and I were at Meyer one night, or I don't know, maybe I was just there alone, but I got this Joyce Meyers meditation book. Do you guys know who Joyce Meyers is? So she's like this Christian preacher, and she's on TV and stuff like that. I really don't know much about her, but I do know that like a lot of people in sobriety really like her, and she's kind of funny. But her meditation books, although they're like Christian based, they're really, really good. And they're always about something that I need to really hear that day, and they're really like focused on like working with your higher power, whatever your higher power is. And you know, since that's important to me, I read it that way, if that makes sense. There's always like a biblical passage at the top of that, but I'm not opposed to biblical passages. I mean, as long as they apply to my life, you know. Today was a psalm. I don't remember actually what today's was about. I don't remember what any 3 of my meditations were about today, which is kind of funny because I usually like carry them with me throughout the day. But today, for some reason, I don't remember what they're about. But I read those, and then I did like my positive affirmations, and I did my prayers, and I drank this glass of water out there, and I just like felt so good. Like I felt so good, you know? And then I was like watching this video from Chris from Sup Daily. I've watched him for a long time, and the video was about him leaving LA, but it was really about like what makes you happy in your life? And like, are you like doing the things that make you happy? And, you know, enjoying the journey. And it really got me thinking like a lot about, you know, what are the things in my life that really truly make me happy? And, you know, even kind of to the point of like questioning some of the things that I do and like, does that really make me happy? Does this not? And like checking in, you know, and I talked about this on my Peterisms channel today. I think the video I even titled like, what makes you happy? Yeah, I'm sure that that's what the title is. And, but you know, I was thinking about like, okay, so like, hanging out with Alex, like tonight we watched American Horror Story and we had Taco Bell and, just hanging out at home and with being with the dogs and seeing my in-laws, you know, or going out to lunch with my cousin or family members, or, you know, seeing my dad and my stepmom, or, you know, hanging out with Tanya and going places and going to get fountain cokes and, you know, taking naps and reading and making YouTube videos and reading, you know, books, but also writing books. Like, all of these things make me so happy. And right now in my life, like, I'm doing all of these things that make me really happy. And so then I was looking at like how I'm starting my day. I was kind of like cycling back to that, and that I start my day with like this place of, you know, peace and serenity. And I feel like for so long, I just kind of like, I mean, I've gone through periods where I get up in the morning and, I mean, for the last year, I've read meditation books and, you know, done prayers in the morning, but I go through kind of like stints where I do it. Like, I do it for a while and then I don't do it for a while. I do it for a while and I don't do it for a while. I've talked about that on my Peterisms channel recently. But, like, I've always been like that in my recovery. Like, there have been times that I, you know, am consistent with things and then I fall out of it, whatever. But since I've been doing it consistently, like every day, and like really paying attention to it, because I think that like awareness is a really, you know, a big part of any action that you're doing. And what I mean by that is that like when you're aware that you're doing it, you're like acknowledging that you're doing it. Sometimes it like, I don't know, it like, it's like if, okay, like if you're conditioning for a sport, it's like if you just go and like, you know, you're getting up and you're like running, you know, to condition for a sport, but you're not like really like thinking about the run or enjoying the run or paying attention to the sights around you, or, you know, listening to music that really makes you, like, you're not really in it, right? Like, it doesn't fully play out. And like this morning I was sitting outside and it was so pretty. And we have these high chairs outside. You can't see them sometimes when I show the patio because they're sitting to the left, next to this water fountain that we never once plugged in this entire summer. But I was sitting out there and I just like closed my eyes for like 5 minutes and I was listening to all the sounds, you know, and it's like if you do that, just go sit outside and just like close your eyes if you haven't done it in a while, and just listen to the sounds, and all the sounds that you'll hear that you don't even realize are right there. Like, not just like, you know, dogs barking or lawnmowers or cars driving by or cars way in the distance or a siren way in the distance, but like, you know, birds chirping. You start picking up on all of these sounds that you aren't even aware are like literally really like right in front of you and part of your world. And I don't know, like for some reason, like I had such like this kind of natural high today, and I just felt like part of like this bigger world. I don't remember which meditation it was. I think it was Codependent. Was it Codependent No More? I don't remember which one it was. It was either Codependent No More or it was a Joyce Meyer's one. But it was talking, no, it was Codependent No More, because I remembered that, I've talked about this on here before, the guided meditations, and one of them that she does is like this bright gold like ball, and it like drips on you and it does this like gold of perfection. Because I was thinking of that because she goes in there and she talks about sunscreen, and she's talking about how like basically basically like a sunscreen against like negativity in your world, but you don't want to put it on so thick that like the positivity can't come in, right? And so she was talking about like, you know, equating sunlight to like positivity, but you don't want too much of it so that it does damage. So you want to put just enough sunscreen on to ward off like the negativity and the toxicity, but not enough to like not allow the positive to come in too. And I was thinking about that guided meditation that she talked about, and this kind of whole attitude of like going throughout your day filled with like peace and serenity, you know? And it's like this breathing kind of exercise of, you know, positivity in, you know, negativity out. There are all these deer right here. So pretty. They just ran off into the woods. I haven't seen deer along here in a long time. If you've watched my vlog for a while, I used to see them all the time. Do you guys remember? I used to like even like film them sometimes on here. I think deer are so spiritual. But it's kind of weird that I just saw them when I was talking about that. But anyway, I just like was so centered and so balanced this morning, and you know, I will say like some of the days I'm like kind of ready to like see, I mean, I don't even look at who's texted me and stuff for the day, you know, whether that's, you know, Alex just checking in and saying, hey, how are you, to Tanya, to anybody. I didn't even check my texts. And, you know, usually I'm kind of like excited to like see what's going on or whatever. And I just didn't today. Like I think honestly, like I could just never have picked up my phone today and been completely fine, you know? And there's this whole challenge that's going around where people are like disconnecting from social media for 30 days. Have you guys heard about this? I'm really kind of thinking about doing it. I don't know that I could do 30 days, but a lot of people are doing it. I've seen a lot of people that have been doing it. And I love social media. I love posting, you know, on Instagram and stuff like that, but some of it's too much, and I've just found less and less interest of, you know, being part of all of that. And, you know, I haven't really been involved on Facebook for quite some time. Like, I just don't enjoy it. And Instagram I like, but then I end up sitting there just like looking through this and looking through that, and before you know it, I'm like looking at people's pictures that I don't even know, and you know, like those suggested videos and pictures, I'm like looking at that, and you know, Alex sits there and looks at funny stuff, and then I feel like, well, I guess I could have been doing something else with my time, you know? I don't know. So yeah, so I was so balanced this morning, and when I was talking about like awareness being part of that, you know, I think it's about also being like aware of what you're doing and being like literally like, you know, in each moment and being present in each moment, for me at least, you know. And I was really present this morning, like really present, from the moment that I was like taking the dogs out, to the moment that I was doing my face mask, to the moment that I was like, you know, drinking the water and reading my meditations, to the moment that I was just sitting there silently just listening to the world happen around me. I was like aware, I was like alert, you know? Did you ever see that? Have you ever seen Thelma and Louise? I love that movie. And there's a part in there where they're like driving, I think it's through the Badlands, and Thelma, Gina Davis, she says to her, she goes, are you awake? She's like, I don't think I've ever been so awake. It's like that, you know, like when you've been awakened to the world, kind of. The last couple weeks have been really, really hard for me. You know, I do my best, honestly, to put one foot in front of the other and just enjoy my life. But it's been tough. It's been like really hard. It's, you know, it's affected my sleep, it's affected my attitude, it's affected my relationships, it's affected everything, you know? And if this is the positive that comes out of it, that as a result, you know, like, I'm pushed back into being focused on what is really important in my life, you know, doing the things I love to do, but staying at a safe distance and being detached, you know, and then being able to hang out with the people that I love and listen to music and read, you know, books and listen to audiobooks and watch TV shows and go on trips with my husband and like have that be it and whatever, then maybe it all happened for a reason, you know? I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, today was just such a great day. And so then after that, I took a shower and used all of my smell good stuff. And I'm running out of my smell good stuff. I'm gonna have to go back to Lush, so it gives me an excuse to go back there. I actually have been off and on using this. Alex got some, he loves Aquage products. So we've been using this Aquage shampoo and conditioner, volumizing shampoo and conditioner. So I've been using that instead of the Lush stuff. But like I'm almost out of all of my Lush shampoo. I got like a whole bottle of the Veganese conditioner, but I'm out of the shampoo. This like hand sanitizer is just like rolling back and forth. It's like, do you see it? It's like roll, because it usually sits up against the remote and it's like rolling back and forth. I like turn the heat on and then it's too hot. And then I turn the heat off and then it's cool. But now I'm hot in here. I took a shower, did my hair, got dressed for the day, and then I went and got a coffee and I started filming my, what do you call it, review intro. And I kind of wanted to film the vlog throughout the day, but then like I was gonna bring the other memory card and I was gonna switch them out, and I thought, Peter, knowing you're gonna mess this up, okay? I'm like the kind of person that like back in the day, we'd have like note cards to like write a paper, you know, like, and then put them all together at the end. I wouldn't number them, so they'd be so all out of order and I would have no clue what was going on and I'd be so confused and be like the night before and I'd be like shuffling through all these cards and be like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And I didn't want to do that, so I don't know how many clips I ended up having at the end of me. So what I did was I drove around to all these places, and there were actually more places that I wanted to drive around. I wanted to go to the Porsche dealership and the Maserati dealership and film cars that I want to review. I want to test drive a couple different cars. I want to test drive, what do you call it? Well, Melissa has my friend Melissa has a G-Wagon, but I've ridden in it, but I've never driven one, so I'd kind of like to drive one. But I also want to drive, like, I've always wanted to, now you all know, okay, that I'm a big country music fan, and because of that, I love pickup trucks. I love them. I've kind of always wanted a pickup truck. I really, really either want a Jeep Wrangler or a pickup truck. Those are kind of my dream cars right now. Like one of those big pickup trucks. And I don't even know their names, like F10, whatever. You know what I'm talking about? You guys know. Some of you out there have them, or your boyfriends or husbands have them. I think that pickup trucks are sexy. So anyway, and you can carry, and you can move stuff. Like I'm always moving stuff all the time. Like that's not why I need it. I just like pickup trucks. So anyway, I was driving by somewhere today, this dealership, and they had just like all these pickup trucks, and I was like, oh my god, I want to test drive a pickup truck and review it. So I may do that. I came up with so many ideas, you guys, today as I was driving around. Like one of the things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a bunch of bottled water, like all different kinds, like upscale, you know, like just regular Dasani water. And then I'm gonna have Alex help me with it, and I'm gonna set up like 2 glasses, like across the table, like do like 12 different bottles, and I'm gonna taste test them of which one's better, like tap water or bottled water. And I don't mind tap water, but like if you can really tell like that one tastes purer than the other, or if there really is no difference, you know. And I know like pH balance and all that kind of stuff really, really matters, but you know, for me it's really just about taste, honestly. I went through this whole period where I was like very into having to have like the water with like whatever it is, like whatever you want, the lowest or the highest pH balance, I don't know. So I want to do that. I came up with all these different ideas as I was driving around today. It was like, that's where I brainstorm best sometimes, is just driving around and thinking and things like that. So Oh my God, I'm almost at 20 minutes already. So yeah, so that was like so fun today. I had such a good time doing it, and I had to like vlog in public, you guys, and that still makes me nervous. Like, I'm not real comfortable with it. And especially because, like, okay, here's the thing. When you're vlogging in public, if you've done it, and you're like holding a camera and you're talking, as soon as you do it, like anybody that's standing there watching you, like, they're like, it's not like they're like looking at you like, who is he? It's like, what is he doing? You know what I mean? And so it's kind of embarrassing. I've never had anybody, like, I don't think I've had anybody stop me and ask me what I'm doing. But, and then, you know, like, to try to like do it so that there's like not a lot of people around when you're doing it. You know what I mean? It's really, really hard, especially if you go during the day. And at first I thought, well, I'm just gonna go through the aisles of like Walmart and Meijer late at night, and there won't be anybody in the store really, and then I'll just film it. And then I was like, well, that's not really what I wanna do. I wanna show, like, I was gonna go in a lot of the stores. Somebody actually commented and said I was hoping that you would go in Meijer. I'll go in Meijer. I have filmed Meijer before. Tanya and I went shopping at Meijer one night, and it was a whole vlog. So I will do something like that at some point, but if I would have gone into every store, it literally took me 3 hours, you guys, to put all those, like, or to film all the clips that I put together for a 10-minute video today and drive around all these different places. Had I gone into every store, I think I only really ended up going into Walmart and Best Buy, and Target. If I had gone into more stores than that, it would have taken me, you guys, like, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours to film that little intro today. But I had such a blast doing it. I had so much fun doing it, and it was so beautiful out today. I just like drove around, listened to music, and yeah, it was good. I listened to a little bit of my audiobook earlier. I'm trying so hard to get The Prisoner of Azkaban done by the end of September, since it's my September book. And then this Sunday we're having a live stream over, why can I never remember the name of this book? The Douglas Adams book. Apparently, like, people in the book club really don't like it. I don't think it's that bad. Oh shoot, what's the name of the book? Galaxy. A galaxy far, far away. No. I think the third book in the series is The Restaurant at the End of the Universe. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's what it's called. So if you want to read, it's real short. If you want to read it, you can come in there. And, oh my God, how could I forget this? This is what I had to get home for today. So I had to get all this stuff done, right? Because, and I haven't announced this on this channel yet, but I'm announcing it on here now. I have been asked to co-host Spookathon 2018. Oh my God, I'm so excited, you guys. I'm so excited. So Kayla from Books and Lala, who is like one of my, I love her so much, and she's been so kind to me from the very first day that I was ever on BookTube, which is one of the things that's really kind of cool with BookTube. It's like, you know, you can have somebody that has like 100,000 subscribers, and they're like super kind to somebody that has 10 subscribers. True story, they really are, you know? And they're so nice on there. And so anyway, she reached out to me because there's usually 3 people that do it every year, but one of them had a baby, so she can't do it. So she asked me if I would be willing to co-host with her and Shannon from Book Early. I was like, are you? I didn't even know it was stopping. But anyway, so it's Kayla from Books and Lala, Shannon from Book Early, and they asked me if I would co-host. Oh my God, I was so excited, right? So we're like talking about it, like, you know, we're like in this little group message thing, and we're talking about it and like what challenges we're gonna do, and I'm like, this is legit, like I'm part of this. Like I have for over 2.5 years wanted to do a readathon, like be part of one, and I never have been asked before. And not only that, but like Spookathon is probably next to BookTubeathon. I mean, it's like both of them are like this closely aligned as like my favorite readathons. So Spookathon is a readathon. A readathon is where you read for an entire week, and there's challenges and sprints on Twitter and all kinds of stuff. And Spookathon is specifically about thrillers and scary books. Well, okay, what's my favorite genre to read? Spooky thrillers. You know, I talk about The Woman in the Window and all that kind of stuff on here. So I love all of that. So I had to go home today and make, because they had already posted theirs earlier in the day, And we decided that we were going to all post our announcement videos today. So Spookathon 2018, starting, it will be October 15th through the 21st. You can go over to my BookTube channel and you can watch the announcement video for that if you would like. And it has all the challenges. There's 5 challenges over there. And then there's also a group reads that we're going to read together. I can't remember what the book is called. Trouble and Toils, 15 Stories of Witches and Witchcraft or something like that. They're short stories. So we're doing like a group read. And then there's like an Instagram, if you guys are into Instagram, there's an Instagram challenge that Kayla puts out every year and on her Instagram, and it's like 31 days of like everything spooky, and you know, it's like, so it's like little ideas. I'm gonna do it every day on my Peter Likes Books Instagram, of which I am hardly ever active at all. I never post pictures over there. I think the last time I posted a picture was when we were coming back from some trip. I was in the airport when I posted the picture, I think. I like went through and just took a bunch of pictures at the airport. The little gift shop store of books that I wanted. So I'm excited about that. I'm so excited about that and about the review channel. So it's like things are changing for the good too. You know, it's like there's a lots of, and I was talking about on my Peterisms channel today, it's funny how that channel, like whatever I talk about on there kind of like floats into this channel sometimes. Do you guys, are there any of you out there that watch both of the channels? Because if you do, I think what you'll notice probably is, it's like I do the Peterisms video, but then like the things I talk about in there kind of float into this one a little bit. And one of the things I said in there is like, you know, one of the, what is this guy? He's like driving behind me and he's got like these flashing yellow lights on him. He's turning anyway. But one of the only, you know, consistent changes, or one of the only things that's, you know, constant in life is change. It's one of the only, you know, consistent things that is change. And so, you know, when we talk about like saying, well, I'm going through a change, or I don't like change, or so-and-so changed, at the same time, it's like, well, okay, but like, that's part of life. Like, change is part of life, you know? And I think in my 20s, I was really resistant to change. You know, I would say, oh, I don't like change. I still don't really like change. I'm not comfortable with it, but I've learned to kind of float with it. I guess I don't necessarily mind change. What I'm uncomfortable with is the transition period in between. Because, you know, it's like, okay, so it's like when you're standing, you know, let's say on like one side, you're crossing like a small river, and you've got one foot on one side and one foot on the other, and it's like you have to like at some point like, you know, pick up your foot and go to the other side. It's like that's what's uncomfortable, right? It's like, okay, you don't know what's gonna happen. So I think it's the transition that I'm uncomfortable with. It's not really change that I don't like, you know what I mean? It's like once I get to the other side and I've got comfortable grounding, I'm fine. But it's like the uncertainty of what's my life is gonna be like, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's people out there that relate to what I'm saying. It could be like, you know, moving from one apartment to another, from one city to another, you know, or, you know, like I've said before, like having family members that passed away, or leaving relationships, or leaving jobs, or whatever it is, you know, it's like, you know, you do one thing, it's like, you know, it even happened to me, this is going to sound crazy, but it even happened to me when writing my book. Like, I was kind of afraid to just stop writing my book. Like, I was like unsure of whether or not it was over, you know? And of course that was the first book that I wrote, so it was really for me just kind of like a test drive, you know, of writing a book. I'd never done it before. I was so excited about doing it, but I was also like, I didn't know what it was going to be like in the end, you know, until I started the editing process, and I don't know. John Green's brother has a book out. Did I tell you guys this? I think I may have said this last night in my vlog, but John Green's brother has, did I see a, Did I say it in my live stream or did I say it in my vlog? And did I just say he has a live stream out? Okay, that's not what I meant. I don't know what the hell I said. I did a live stream tonight, but that's not what I was talking about. John Green's brother, Hank Green, has a book out. It's got, the cover looks exactly like a John Green book. The title sounds exactly like a John Green book, okay? The story sounds like a John Green book, but it's a Hank Green book. And I got it on Audible, and I'm real excited about reading it, or listening to it. There's like a lot of books coming out. I'm real excited about October period, you know? There's a lot of books coming out. There's a lot of movies coming out. There's a lot of new shows coming out on Netflix. I think Dumplin', the movie, comes out in October. I might be wrong about that. Somebody was saying to me, okay, Halloween comes out October 19th. There's a bunch of stuff that comes out this month. I just watched a trailer for that. Hellfest is a horror movie that I want to see. What do you guys think about me reviewing movies on my review channel? You think that's a good idea or a stupid idea? I told Alex that, and he was real excited. He was like, so we get to go to movies, like, every week? He loves to go to movies. I do too, but it's so expensive. Like, we could go to The Nun this weekend. I was like, well, I was kind of hoping to go to something a little bit newer than that. Oh, so anyway, what I was thinking about was that I did a live stream tonight. It was so much fun. Somebody said in there, why do we always talk about food in your live streams? Because we were talking about TV shows, and then we started talking about food in there. It was kind of hilarious. But anyway, everybody was telling me all of these new shows that are coming on, and someone said, did you know that there's a new season of Making a Murderer coming out on Netflix? And I was like, no, I didn't know that, but I'm gonna watch it. And then all these people were like, or is it Netflix or is it HBO that it was on? I don't remember. But anyway, and then all these people were like, well, what do you think about there being a second season? And I'm like, I don't even know what the second season is about, so like, how could I possibly? But I don't, like, you know what I mean? We live in a society of everybody having a quick opinion these days without really knowing, you know, all the details, all the deets. I love all that. I love just watching TV and hanging out. We watched American Horror Story tonight. You guys, I don't know what I think about this season. I was real excited about this season. I know everybody's into it because it's got the witches from Coven and all that kind of stuff, you know, but like, I'm into it too, kind of, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody. Like, the end was really good, I thought. I don't know. Is there anybody out there that's kind of feeling the same way as me? Alex was like, well, this one was so much better than the last two episodes. I'm like, well, it'd have to be because those were kind of, I don't know, I'm just like not real into it. I feel like Coven, I was really into right away. Murder House and Asylum, I was really into right away. And those are my three favorite series. The rest of them, it took me like 3 to 5 episodes to get into. And that's kind of how this is. And I'm like, if this is going to take me 3 to 5 episodes to get into, by the time I'm into it, it's going to be about over. You know what I mean? And that's just not working for me. I don't know. I'm real not into it this season. I'm kind of confused. And I don't really like to watch shows that I'm real confused in. You know what I mean? I'll watch it because, I mean, I love American Horror Story. I didn't even finish last season, Cult. I still have 3 episodes left. I think 3 episodes. I don't know how many. 3, I think, to watch. The only reason I know that is because we were going on some trip we took. I downloaded the 3 of them so that I could get them done and see if I could watch them like on the plane or whatever. So somebody's texting me. I can't see. I just saw my phone light up. But anyway, yeah, I don't know what I think about American Horror Story. Are you guys watching it? I mean, it's kind of one of those things that once you start watching it, you like have to watch it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to. But like every season you get excited about it. And it's also kind of like Alex and I's thing. Like, I mean, between us. Like, we watch that. We watch RuPaul's Drag Race. We watch Project Runway. I feel like a new Project Runway started, and maybe we don't know that. I don't know why I feel that way. But anyway, we watch Project Runway. We watch Pose. We just started watching together. I can't think. There's something else that we watch together when it comes on. I don't know why I can't think. Oh, Riverdale. We watch together. We've started a lot of shows. Well, I started Jane the Virgin, then he came in and watched Jane the Virgin, then I stopped watching Jane the Virgin, and now he still watches it. But somebody told me this is the last season of it, which I don't know if that is. It's kind of sad. I love that show. And then, like, Pretty Little Liars, we started watching that together, and I hardly could even get through the first season of it, and he watched the entire series of it. Walking Dead, I watched up to like a year and a half ago. I just need to catch up on it is what I need to do. And I can't remember where the last episode, okay, so the last episode of The Walking Dead, so I'm going to tell you guys where I'm at with The Walking Dead, and y'all tell me if I should watch it or not, okay? The last episode that I watched of The Walking Dead was when, who keeps on texting me? Was at, okay, it was right after, do you remember, like, when, I can't remember who, see, I'm gonna have to go back and watch, it was like the first episode of that season, when the guy, people used to say I looked like him a little bit, I wish, he was the guy that had that bat with, like, the nails in it, you know, and he's, like, real rough biker looking guy, and he was, like, he bashed somebody's head in, do you remember what I'm talking about? Okay. That first episode of that season was the last season that I watched. I would have to start it over, like, with that season. Do you guys know what I'm seeing? Does anybody know put in the comment section below what season that is, so I can go in and I can start watching that again, because I want to catch up with The Walking Dead. And then I watched Fear the Walking Dead, and I really liked that, but I got, like, I don't even remember where I got to with that. I got to some part, and they were on a boat, and then the boat was, I think I got to the next season. You guys, I don't know. I get so behind on TV shows, and they went to somebody's house, and it was like in Mexico, and it's like this huge house, but then they were going somewhere else. Tanya always says, tell me a movie. She'll, like, in the car, she'll go, just tell me a movie. And I go, well, what does that mean? And she'll say, just tell me something that, like, you know, in some movie that, like, and I'm like, but I don't want to ruin it for you. And she's like, I won't see it, probably. So I'll just pick some random movie. Or I'll, like, start telling her about a movie, and she'll say, I already saw that movie. Because I like to pick, like, an old movie, like Arsenic and Old Lace. Have you guys ever seen Arsenic and Old Lace? It's fantastic. I love it. Okay, I gotta put this coffee away. I need something else. I really want a bottle of water, but I don't want to stop right now. So I will just, do I need to shake my Gatorade? You guys do that? There's no reason to do that, is there? So yeah, it was such a fantastic day today. I did that, and then Alex, oh my God. He worked late, and then he and his friend went over to her brother's house, and then he came home, and we watched American Horror Story. I thought that they went over there to, like, eat dinner, but I guess they just, I don't know, had a glass of wine or something, and then, he lives right around the corner from where they work together, so, and her brother's a friend of ours as well. Then he came home, and we got Taco Bell, and then we watched American Horror Story, and by that point, it was like, because I went and picked it up, and I didn't get back till like 10:15. So we got done, it was like 11:15, and then we were watching Naomi Campbell on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. She was on there with Cuba Gooding Jr. And then we went to bed, and I was like, I have to lay down for a little bit. I have been going all day. I was so tired, you guys, that I was like, I have got to lay down for a little bit before I vlog. So I laid down at like 11:30, and I slept till like, I don't know, 1:45. Now it's 2 something, and I'm wide awake now. think tomorrow, I always try to kind of plan my videos out ahead of time, like, so I kind of know what I want my day to look like. Well, Shane Dawson's putting out the second part of his Jake Paul series, so I'll do my reaction to that. He probably won't put that video out till 3 p.m. my time. So it gives me like most of the afternoon to kind of just hang out and do anything before that goes up. And then I'm thinking about doing, I need to get, I don't know, I might have to have Alex help me with this on Saturday. But getting stuff together for my first review video. And yeah, I think I'm gonna film it on Saturday. If it's not nice outside, then I don't know. Because he doesn't have anything to do on Saturday, so he can help me with that. And then it's gonna be fun, you guys. Oh my god. And then what was I gonna say? Yeah, because I'm not going to try to film that by myself. It's just going to be too much. So maybe Alex could help me film a couple of them on Saturday, and then I would have them just ready to go up next week. And then, let's see what else. So the Shane Dawson video, and then I was going to do that video tomorrow, but I'm not going to do that. So then a Peterisms video. I think I'm like going to just pick out some random meditation. I think I might go to Half Price Books and buy a new meditation book tomorrow, and show that. And then BookTube, I've already got that. I'm going to do a little vlog tomorrow for that. And then this, my vlog. Those are my videos for tomorrow. I really need to write tomorrow, but I just like I haven't been in the right headspace to do it. Just not at all. I just really haven't been feeling like it, you know, to just sit there and, you know, I haven't been focusing well on like the writing. You guys, I am so ready to finish Prisoner of Azkaban, and let me tell you why, because I want to see the movie so bad. I'm like so into the whole Harry Potter movies. I also, I think I'm going to put this on my TBR. I may put it on my TBR, not for just October, but for Spookathon. The House with a Clock in Its Walls by John Bellairs. I read those books when I was a kid. I read all those books when I was a kid, or like the first series. I don't remember anything about them. I just remember them being kind of like really spooky. And I actually, in the basement, I have like a set of them. And, it just came out as a movie with Jack Black. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Oh my god, I want to see the movie so bad. But I want to read the book first, so. Okay, so I was messing with it. I think it was almost at the end of 20 minutes anyway. I was talking about The House with the Clock in Its Walls. So anyway, at home, I have like this double-sided copy of it, right? And it has that on one side, and on the other side, it has the sequel to it, which I don't know what it is. I don't remember. I don't even know how many of them I read as a kid. I don't know. But then there's a whole other like series that he has like 2 or 3 series that he wrote. And actually, The House with the Clock in Its Walls was made into like an after, you know, when you remember one of those TV shows, it'd be like the after school specials. Do you remember those? That it was made into one of those way back in the day. So, yeah, I was like looking for my hand sanitizer, and I put it like down there because it was rolling around. So I'm gonna probably read one of those. The thing is like the original copies that I have somewhere in my basement, they came in like a set. That was like one of the, like when my dad and I would go on a trip and he'd say, you can have whatever book you want for the trip. That was like one of those that I got. I got these, it was like a 3 or 4 book set. I can't remember. But they were completely, like the art for those is completely different. There was like a certain artist that John Bellairs used, and for every cover, and like inside the book, there's pictures too. So he used this artist for it, and the pictures are like very unique. Like the pictures are unique. If you see the pictures from House of the Clock in Its Walls or any of John Bellairs' books, like you instantly know it's a John Bellairs book. Does that make sense? Because they all have the same kind of illustrations in it. So, yeah, like I'm not real big on having to read the book before I see the movie anymore. Like that's not like a necessity in my life. this semi behind me, or truck, or whatever it is trying to decide whether or not it wants to pass. And, okay, it's gonna pass. You go. Oh, it's a pickup truck. So anyway, what was I gonna say? So anyway, yeah, I'm not like at this point in my life anymore where I feel like I need to, what do you call it? That I need to read the book before I see the movie. I just don't feel like that as much anymore. But at the same time, like, if it's a series, like, I like to read the books, if that makes sense. Because, like, if they're going to put out, like, one book, and you don't know, like, I mean, I don't know if there's ever going to be a sequel to The House on the Clock and Its Walls movie, or if they're going to do that, or if they're not going to do that, or whatever. But I, you know, my friend keeps on, I can't even. Anyway, I like to, like, let's say if there's 4 books in the series, right? Like, I don't want to just, like, go see the movie for the first one and then read the other 3. Like, I want to read all 4 of them. Are you guys like that? Yeah. So, anyway, but then there's, like, some books that I read, and then I almost kind of wish I would have just watched the movie. Because the movie's, like, not any better or worse than the book, if that makes sense. Like, I read this book, everybody told me on BookTube to read this book called Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon, and it was a really good book, like, it really was. I was kind of like, the first half of it, I was kind of worn out, I didn't really love it, but like the second half of it, I was kind of blown away. Like, when you find out some stuff about it, it's like really good. Well, they made it into a movie, and so I was at home one night, and I was just kind of like looking through whatever new releases were on cable, and it was, I didn't even know it had been made into a movie, so I started watching it. I didn't finish it. Another thing. But it was really good. Like, the movie adaptation of the book was pretty good, I thought. And so I was like, I mean, it was like almost like word for word exactly how the book was. So I was like, well, I guess maybe I didn't really need to, you know, read the book. That stuff kind of changes over time. It's like, you know, there was a point in my life where you know, it was important to me that I read the book before I saw the movie, or, you know, like, I could say, like, well, I read the book. Like, now that's just not that important to me anymore, you know? I'm ready for a bunch of new series to come out on Netflix. I'm ready for some, like, documentary series to come out, like, some good ones. So, anyway, yeah. Last night I got done vlogging, and I turned it off, and like, I got home and I was reading some of the comments from the night before, and people were like, longer vlog, I like the hour-and-a-half vlogs, and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, like, I like doing the hour-and-a-half vlogs too, but like, it's hard to talk for an hour and a half, like, just constant, you know, like, it's a lot. And so I'm gonna do a little bit longer here. I may take a break in a second and just kind of listen to some music for a second and just clear my head. I find myself kind of rambling, and sometimes if I do, well, I mean, that's all this vlog is rambling, isn't it? But anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, but so I almost got, like, back in my car last night and started vlogging again. I was like, I think I'm only at like 45 minutes to like 45 to 50 minutes, and now everybody's asking for an hour and 20 minutes to an hour and a half, and I want people to be happy. I want to, you know, do longer videos if that's what they want. I almost got back in my car, and then I posted the video, and it was like an hour and 12 minutes. I had no clue that's how long it was going to be, you guys. So I thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, I don't know how long I've done tonight, like 24, 44, 50. I'm at like 50 minutes or something. I was like, you know what's interesting is I was driving around today, like, doing the review stuff, and I was like, oh, I have all these things I want to talk about tonight in my vlog, and now I can't remember what any of them are. I had all these stories I wanted to tell. Somebody asked me to review, like, all the M&Ms. I actually probably will do that, because I do love M&Ms. But I don't know where I would go to buy all of them, you know? Ba la 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 la. I'm actually, like, I'm in Noblesville right now. If you live in Indianapolis, you'll be like, what did you just say? I'm in Noblesville right now, and I think I'm actually going to drive to the other part where I drive sometimes, which is Zionsville, which is this other little cute small town. So I'm gonna head over there, and I'm actually gonna, like, go into this gas station up here in a second and get a bottle of water, and I'm going to listen to a little music, and then I will come back with the last half of the vlog, okay? So I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, back. Got a bottle of water. I save all my receipts and then I add them up and put them in my checkbook. I'm old school. My friend called. I was talking to my friend on the phone. What is this? My friend called and was checking in on me. He's like, I don't understand why you don't just talk about this on your videos or your blog. And I'm like, you know, if I say anything about it, then the people that enjoy watching my videos, I don't think they really want to hear about it. And you know, then it's, people think I'm making excuses or whatever, and he's like, I just think you need to let people know where you're at. He's been checking in on me every day. Maybe, you know, like, I've been trying so hard the last 2 to 3 weeks to just start my days fresh and be balanced and be centered and stuff like that. And one of the reasons why I just don't get on social media, or I just don't look at a lot of what's going on, honestly, and he was like, you know, maybe you need to just take a break from social media. But like, it's because I can be having a really great day, and then it's like, it goes boom. And the reality is, and I know a lot of you guys don't like watch the drama stuff or know what's going on, but it's like, it's really taking a toll on me. It's affecting my eating, it's affecting my sleeping, it's just affecting my, you know, everything about me right now. Struggling, you know, I'm really struggling, and I know that people are like, well, you probably deserve it. I don't know, like, and okay, but who deserves what, and when does it stop? Like, it's just a lot, you know, it's a lot. It's just a lot. And I'm just trying to do my thing and do what I love and stay centered and stay focused, and it's like, you know, I can be having this like amazing day, like great day, and it's like boom, 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 everything's going right, and it's just like boom, you know, one thing. And I really tried to not play into it, and just kind of keep to myself. I'm like, when does it stop? You know, like, Does it stop? I'm just really tired of it, you know? I'm really tired. And you know, thankfully I have a really good support system. But I'm only one person, and you know, like if I'm doing other things, like if I'm with somebody, or if I'm like filming a video, or if I'm doing my meditations or whatever, if I'm doing something, if I'm active, like I'm okay. But like the minute that I'm not, like I'm just in my head, you know? And people are like, well, it doesn't seem to be affecting him a lot. It's affecting me a lot. It's really greatly affecting me. But I'm just trying to go on with my life, you know, like, this is what I've learned to do in my life, you know, whether it's losing a parent or going through a breakup or whatever. It's like I said this in my Peterisms video the other day. It's like I just put one foot in front of the other and keep on moving. But I'm worn out. And I don't talk about it on here a lot because when I vlog, like, this is really cathartic for me, and you know, and what I mean by that is like to get on here and to like tell stories and whatever is really good. And it's like, and it also helps me remember like what a great day I had today, you know, that I had so much fun because I was disconnected from, you know, any of the internet stuff, and I did have this great peaceful morning, and then, you know, like I drove around and I had a good time. I had such a great day today, you know, and then Alex and I together tonight, we had such, you know, a fun night and stuff. And it's like, even though it was just like eating dinner and watching a TV show, it was like, we had such a nice night, but like, it's even affected that. Like, it's even affected our relationships, you know, because sometimes they'll come home in the evenings and I'm just burnt out, you know, I'm like just worn out. And, and then I want to lean on him, you know, and he's had a long day, and like, I know I'm gonna be okay, like, that's the thing. And you know, like I was saying in, I think it was my vlog yesterday, it's like, and talking about gratitude in my life, like, and this is where I'm trying to get to. It's like, and looking at like the lives of other people, my life could be so much worse, you know, like my complaints compared to other people's complaints are nothing, but it's constant, day after day after day after day. It's just a lot, you know, it's just a lot. And I don't know, maybe I do need to take a break from social media. And I don't mean posting videos. I'm not going to stop posting videos. I love posting videos. And in the moment that I'm making a video, like, I feel really happy. I feel very connected to doing something that I'm passionate about. And I'm not going to stop that. But maybe I don't need to be on the Twitter, you know? Maybe I need to just not. And, it's just a lot. And he told me that he thought I should get on here and say that, so he's like, I think you should let the people know that watch you where you're at. And I feel like I have, kind of, but like, at the same time, like, I'm really trying not to I don't by any means want anybody, and I mean this, I don't by any means want anybody going and sending anybody else any kind of ugliness. Because it just is, it's gotten to be this huge, like, back and forth thing, and it's just, I don't know, it's sad, and I'm worn out. I'm just worn out. And I'm just taking a day at a time and just trying to do the best that I can. And sometimes late at night is hard for me because I'm in my head more, you know, like after I turn off the vlog. That's why, like, I've been going home and I've been, like, watching Wentworth, or, you know, like, it's even been really hard for me to, like, drive around and listen to my audiobook, because I'm, like, listening to it, but I'm, like, in my head, and so I can't really even enjoy my audiobooks right now. I don't know if anybody else relates to that, if you've been there before, you know, like, when you can't, like, really get out of your head, and you just can't wrap your head around everything. And so, like, I'll wake up and I'll be like, okay, like, today's gonna be a good day, today's gonna be this, and then it is, up to a certain point, and then it's like something, you know, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just tired. I'm just, like, I'm not tired physically, I'm just tired of this. I'm worn out, and, you know, and I know there are people out there watching this that are like, well, you deserve it. I don't know what a person deserves, you know, I don't know that that's my call to make. So anyway, yeah, we were talking on the phone. He's been checking in with me. I've had quite a few people that have been checking in on me, and have you ever gone through something in your life and then, like, you know, it's like the same people start calling you, like, on a daily basis, and they're like, hey, just wanted to see how you're doing, and you're like, okay, so I have a couple people that are worried about me. What does that say? You know what I mean? I'm strong. I've been through a lot of shit in my life. And I believe that, and I do truly believe that we learn from the lessons that we go through. I really, really do believe that, you know, that, we learn from the things that we go through. We learn lessons from the things that we go through in life. And I don't want to get on here and I don't want to talk about it every night. You know, I don't want to talk about, like, today, you know, was like I was doing great until this or whatever. You know what I mean? But, like, and it's not like I'm breaking down and I'm crying anymore, and, you know, or any of that kind of stuff. It's just, I'm just worn out. Like, I'm just, there, you know, at times I'm, like, absent-minded. Anyway. Well, life goes on and things happen, and it was weird. I was, like, sitting here as I was talking, and for some reason I was thinking about my aunt, you know, and it's like, you know, the first time that, like, I went through some real horrible shit on YouTube was when my aunt was dying of lung disease. And, like, I really was, like, struggling being present with her at that time. And I'm like, I'm not really willing to miss out on my life anymore. So, like I said, I've just been trying to put one foot in front of the other, and just life. Do you, like they say. I miss my Aunt Kathy. She always made things pretty, you know? I think sometimes we don't appreciate, like, people. But you have that person in your life that, this is me, like, needing to move on and talk about something else. I can't stay fixated on it too long. It's not healthy for me. And really, I probably wouldn't have brought it up if my friend hadn't suggested that I put it on here. But do you have people in your life that make things pretty? Like, my Aunt Kathy always had, like, you know, beautiful flower arrangements in her house, and, you know, like, she took pride in setting, like, a beautiful table for a holiday. And you know, if it was like a Halloween dinner, she would have, like, you know, mums and stuff. And, you know, for Christmas it was, you know, beautiful poinsettias and roses, and Easter was just, you know, Easter lilies and things. It was just gorgeous always, and food prepared just beautifully, and she was an amazing cook. And this thing is rolling around. I put this hand sanitizer back down there, now it's rolling around. And I miss that, you know, I miss that, like, even presents, like, wrapped, were just, like, beautiful bows. And my mom and my aunt used to work at Blocks back in the day, and Blocks was, like, before Ayers. And so when they were in college, like, at Christmas time, and they would work at Blocks, and they worked in the wrapping department. And I think I've shared this on here before. So they would wrap these presents, you know, like, if you would bring your present up there, and you could pay to have it wrapped or get it wrapped or whatever. And my mom and my aunt could wrap, like, beautiful bows, like, you know, big bows, like, beautiful bows. And both of them used, like, what's the, you know, not like paper bows, but fabric bows. And, you know, I'm talking about the bow where it's like, you know, one way this way and one way this way, with, like, this huge beautiful bow on the box and stuff. And but, you know, like, you know, whatever holiday, Thanksgiving, there were always, like, plates with turkeys on it, you know, not turkey, but, like, you know, pictures of turkeys. And Christmas was always, like, these beautiful, like, plates with, like, you know, ornate plates with, like, Santa Clauses, and, you know, her, like, stemware was Christmas themed, and just, you know, candles beautifully lit, and just made everything pretty, you know. And I look back on my mom and my aunt's childhood, you know, that was very sad, and I think very poor. And I think in some way it was like, my grandma was like that too. Like, my grandma and my aunt were very similar in that I think they learned to make things pretty with what you do. Like, even just making things a little bit nicer, a little bit more beautiful or pretty, you know. It's like, okay, so you know, you have a small room, but, like, make your bed every day, and, you know, have it decorated cute or pretty, you know, some way that makes you happy when you walk in there. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I like to be surrounded at home. I think this is why, like, my home is, like, so, like, comfy to me or safe. Like, I like to be surrounded by, like, things that I, like, love, things that bring me joy, like, whether it's, like, pictures or artwork or, you know, candles. I love candles and stuff like that. And I love being surrounded by all that stuff. It just makes me happier. And you know, in the last 2 weeks, I've been, like, going through all of these books in my basement, like, you know, picking up the book and, like, holding it and going, okay, do I need to keep this? Do I need to get rid of it? Because I've got tons of books down there, you know? And it's, like, so hard for me to let go of these books, because books make me so happy, but, like, I don't need these books. Like, some of these books I'm never going to read, right? So I need to donate them to the library, or I need to take them to Half Price Books or something, and or Goodwill or whatever. And but I've started, like, stacking up books in my basement, and it's like, I remember my friend and I, we went to go visit her sister in London when I was, I don't know, 20, 21, something like that. And I remember we stayed in her apartment there, and her room was like so tiny. She shared like a flat with like 5 or 6 other people, and so like, you know, there was like the ground floor, then you would go up and there'd be like a bedroom, and then a bed, like 2 bedrooms, and then like you go up another floor and it'd be like 2 bedrooms, and it's like really small. But like her bedroom was really, really small. And I remember around like one whole like wall and corner, she had all of these books like stacked up that she had read, and I thought that that was, what time am I at? Oh my god, am I almost at 20 minutes? I thought that that was so cool, you know, that she had like all of these books just like stacked up over the place that she had read. And I remember thinking like, oh, that's what I want, you know. And whenever I go to people's houses or apartments, like I always pick up on just like little things they have. Like I love when you go and like, we have a friend of ours who, like, they have this entire wall in their living room, and it's all black and white photos of friends and family members and stuff like that, and themselves when they were younger together. It's all black and white though, and they have them all like up against like white, like in frames, you know, and then they have it on this wall. The wall is like darker, and at first when you walk in, it just looks kind of like very like decorated, but when you get closer, it's like, and you start seeing all the images, it's just like this entire life is on this wall. And I don't know, it's so cool, you know. And I think that how we choose to like decorate the space that we live in says a lot about us. Okay, I was messing with the camera. Anyway, I just like totally had like a brain fart, and I hate when people say brain fart. Oh, so anyway, decorating your space. No matter how you decorate it, you know, like if it's just like a TV and, you know, a quilt or whatever, you know what, however you decorate your place, I think it's just to have your place speak of you, you know. Like when I was younger back in the day, I had a friend of mine that worked at the Gap, and so I would have these, he would bring me these huge posters home, and I would have them like on my wall, these Gap posters, and then I would always be like burning incense, and I would go to like thrift stores and pick up like artwork, and I had every like edge of my apartment was covered in like artwork from thrift stores. And you know, I had bookshelves made out of boards and bricks, and you know, I had candles everywhere. And you know, in the winter back then, like I don't do this as much anymore. I should this year, but like, I mean, I had fires in the wood burning fireplace in my apartment, and every day I was having fires, you know. And it's like, it's just, it's interesting how like happy your space can make you, if that makes sense, you know. And I think it's also about creating a safe space, like for you, you know, like a place that makes you feel good about yourself and makes you feel happy and feels like home, you know, when you're there. You know, I love hotels, and it's interesting when I talk to people that have to travel a lot for work, and I'm always like, oh God, I would love that, you know, to be in a hotel all the time. And they're like, I hate it. And I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah, I never get to be home, you know, and when I'm home, I just want to sit there and watch TV and, you know, hang out and be with my family and stuff like that. And I think it's like something that I take for granted sometimes, you know, because I have it every day. And oh my God, I keep on messing with this camera. Anyway, but you know, I had never thought of it that way, you know, and I think I take for granted being with my husband, my dogs, and, you know, my family, and just being able to go get a fountain coke with Tanya or whatever, you know, or hanging out with Melissa. And the thing is that if I was traveling all the time, I wouldn't get to do that, you know, whether it was for business or for fun. And those are things that make me really, really happy. Those are things that make me feel like, I don't know, I just can't imagine my life without those things, you know? I'm sure I would have other things in my life that made me happy, but do any of you out there travel for work and you're gone a lot, or have husbands or wives or partners or boyfriends or girlfriends or whatever that travel for work? Do you like it? Do you not like it? reviews on my review channel is going to be all different kinds of bottled water compared to tap water. Did I already say that? I talked about that on here tonight already. Smart water is actually one of my favorite bottled waters. I also really like Fiji. I do not like Dasani. What else don't I like? Aquafina. I mean, I'll drink them. They're okay. Do you guys remember, like, back in the day before we drank bottled water? Like, seriously? And, like, the only bottled water was, like, Evian or Perrier. Like, do you guys remember? If you're as old as me, you'll know what I'm talking about. I mean, we live in this crazy world of bottled water now, but back in the day, it was like, there was no such, like, I don't remember this being a thing back in the day. Like, when I was growing up as a kid. Oh my God, I didn't say, I don't know what I said on here and what I didn't say, but so many people commented on it, so I want you guys to know. It's Aladdin's Castle, the arcade that I was looking at. So many people commented on it, and I was like, oh my God, how did you guys know? How did you guys know? I was so excited. So thank you for informing me of that. That bump right there gets me in every vlog. I'm coming up into Zionsville, but I don't think I can get into Zionsville anymore from this way because they have it shut down. So thank you for saying that on there. We went there with Melissa and Jason this one time. It's this barbecue place. I'm not real big on barbecue, do you guys? I mean, I'm a vegetarian, so. But, like, even not being a vegetarian, like, when I wasn't a vegetarian, I wasn't big into the barbecue. Do you guys like it? I mean, like, I like to go to a barbecue, you know, where they have hot dogs and bratwurst and hamburgers and stuff like that. Like, back in the day, I liked that. But to go to, like, a barbecue place, I don't love it. And it is really, like, a big thing here in Indiana. There is this restaurant, well, they closed down. It was called GT South. And Pee-Pee, the flying chihuahua. Oh, the battery's gonna die. Oh my God. People loved this restaurant so much. And I did not love this restaurant. I did not understand why people loved this restaurant. I don't love, Melissa and Jason and I, and Alex and I, we went to that Squealers. I think it was for Melissa's birthday, because she loves barbecue, so we went there, and it was okay. I had, like, a salad and cornbread and a baked potato. So, what do you get when you're a vegetarian at a barbecue place? Anyway, okay, you guys, this video is about to end. So, I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Start your day off with peace and serenity like I will. I'm gonna be fine. I know that. You know. The only reason I talked about it was my friend encouraged me to talk about it on here, so I did, and this is where I come and I talk to you guys, so I just wanted people to, you know, just starting my day off with peace and serenity has been so helpful. You know, staying off of the internet for hours throughout the day has been awesome and helped me a lot. And I suggest it to anybody, even if you're not going through anything. I think just to get back, you know, to, like, this kind of front porch mentality of, you know, traditionalism to some degree. And what I mean by that is, like, paper books and being with people, not just on the phone or through text messages, you know, and writing letters and postcards and, you know what I mean? All of that. Like, I miss all of that. I miss all that so much, you know, and the last couple weeks has made me, I don't know, really reevaluate what is important to me. So a lot of really good lessons have come out of it, and in my life that's always been the case. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope I'm gonna have to get off here because the battery is literally gonna die any second. It's like flashing. If I stay on, it will end up just dying, and then I'll have to go home, charge it, and then it'll be, anyway. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday. It is almost the weekend, so let me know what your weekend plans are below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.